It's 2 a.m. and the wind's screaming at 50 miles an hour. Your power's been out for 36 hours. The thermostat? A cruel joke. Your house is now 48 degrees and dropping fast. Your kids are huddled under every blanket you own, shivering. The generator? Dead. The propane? Gone. And you're realizing the hard way that your emergency plan was built on hope, not reality. I'm Mike. I've been prepping for over a decade, and let me tell you, my biggest wake-up call wasn't during a drill. It was January 2024, the ice storm that crushed New England. My neighbor's pipes burst, his furnace failed, and his family was left freezing because he trusted gear that only works in theory. Here's the brutal truth. Candles won't save you. Mylar blankets are a joke. And if your survival plan depends on electricity or fuel that runs out, you're gambling with your family's lives. Last winter, over 300,000 people lost power for days in sub-zero temps. This winter, NOAA says it's going to be even worse. Today, I'm breaking down 20 survival items that kept real families alive during the worst blackouts of 2024. Number 14, it's under $10 and outperforms gear 10x the price. Get these now, before shelves empty and you're left out in the cold. Item 1. Phase change thermal pads. The heat that doesn't quit. Let's talk about something most preppers completely miss. Phase change thermal pads. Forget those disposable hand warmers you've been hoarding. They're a joke when the temperature drops below -10 degrees Fahrenheit. They're one and done, and when you're in a multi-day blackout, that's not just inconvenient. It's dangerous. Enter phase change thermal pads. Like the Zippo heat bank. These are reusable, rechargeable, and built to handle extreme cold, working reliably down to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's the kicker. Consumer Reports tested these in August 2024 and found they keep your core temperature 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit higher than those air-activated warmers everyone swears by. That's not just a comfort boost, that's the difference between shivering all night and actually getting some rest. They pump out heat for 8 to 12 hours at a steady 130 degrees Fahrenheit. One prepper in Maine told me he used one to keep his insulin warm during a brutal 96-hour blackout last January. That's life-saving versatility. And the price? Affordable. You can grab one for $24.99 on Amazon, and they're in stock everywhere for now. But don't be stupid, these things get hot like burn your skin hot. Wrap it in a cloth, tuck it into your sleeping bag near your chest, or use it to thaw a frozen water bottle in under 15 minutes. Pair it with a 10,000 milliamp-hour power bank, and you've got 3 full heat cycles on a single charge. Pro tip, keep that power bank in your inner pocket so it stays warm enough to function. And no, rice socks aren't a substitute. They need a microwave. And guess what? Your microwave doesn't work in a blackout. This isn't just a gadget, it's thermal insurance. When the grid fails and the cold creeps in, this little device could be the difference between survival and disaster. Item 2. Catalytic propane heater. Your indoor heat lifeline. Most preppers won't touch propane heaters indoors, and honestly, I get it. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer, odorless, invisible, and deadly. But here's the thing, not all propane heaters are created equal. The Mr. Heater MH9BX is a game changer. This isn't your grandpa's camp stove. It's CSA and ANSI certified for indoor use, thanks to its built-in oxygen depletion sensor, ODS. If oxygen levels drop too low, it shuts off automatically. That's not just a feature, it's a lifesaver. Let's talk numbers. This heater cranks out 4,000 to 9,000 BTUs, enough to keep a 200 square foot room at a livable 60 degrees Fahrenheit. During Michigan's February 2025 deep freeze, one family told me it kept their bedroom at 62 degrees for 3 straight nights. And it's efficient, running for 6 to 12 hours on a single 1-pound propane tank. But here's the catch. Those 1-pound canisters are a ripoff. They're constantly out of stock and cost 60% more in the long run. Do yourself a favor, grab the 112LF 2733704 hose adapter and hook it up to a standard 20-pound tank. Now, let's get real. This isn't a plug-and-play solution. You need to use it safely. Always place it on a non-flammable surface. Crack a window at least an inch, and run a battery-powered carbon monoxide detector nearby. This isn't optional, it's essential. And don't wait until the next storm to buy one. Propane shortages are already looming, according to FEMA's October 2024 report. At $79, $99 from Home Depot. This heater is worth every penny. It's not just a heater, it's your thermal lifeline when the grid goes down and the cold bites deep. Don't gamble with your family's safety. Get one now, while you still can. Item 3. Wool dryer balls. The secret to passive heat. You've probably seen wool dryer balls in the laundry aisle and thought, what's the big deal? Maybe you've even tossed a few in your dryer to cut drying time. But here's what most people don't realize. These little balls are survival gold. They're incredible thermal batteries capable of holding and radiating heat for hours without electricity, fuel or waste. Most preppers reach for rocks or bricks as heat sinks. Big mistake. Those crack under thermal stress and can even explode. Wool, on the other hand, is naturally resilient, non-toxic, and holds warmth 3 times longer than stone. Don't believe me? Field tests shared on Arb Off-Grid this past February proved it. One user in Vermont wrapped 3 wool balls in a sock, heated them by her wood stove, and tucked them into her sleeping bag. They kept her core warm all night at -8 degrees Fahrenheit. And the best part, they're dirt cheap. You can snag a set for under $11 and they last for years. Reviews are stellar. 4.8 out of 5 from over 2,100 buyers in the last 6 months. The only complaint, a faint lanolin smell at first. But that's gone after 1 use. Here's how to use them. Heat the balls for 10 to 15 minutes near a safe, radiant source, then place them in your sleeping bag's core zone. You can also wrap them around a water bottle to thaw it or nestle them near your feet in a cold room. Just don't microwave them unless the label says it's safe. And for the love of survival, don't rely on river rocks. They will crack and they can even explode. This is passive heat retention at its simplest. Renewable, silent, and shockingly effective. If you're serious about winter survival, these little wool balls are your secret weapon. Item 4. Potable Aqua Water Purification Tablets. Clean water, no matter what. When the power goes out in winter, your biggest threat isn't just the cold, it's dehydration. Sure, you can melt snow, but if you can't purify it, you're risking Giardia bacteria or worse. And here's the brutal truth. Most water purification tablets fail below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They just sit there, useless, while you drink contaminated water. Not these. Potable Aqua's iodine-free tablets use chlorine dioxide, and they're EPA certified to work all the way down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not just marketing, it's lab-tested, field-proven reality. During Vermont's January 2025 ice storm, a family used these tablets to treat melted snow for 4 days. No boiling, no wasted fuel, no illness. At $11.95 for 50 tablets, they're a no-brainer. They have a 4-year shelf life and kill viruses, bacteria, and protozoa in as little as 4 hours. Yes, there's a slight chemical aftertaste, but drop in a pinch of drink mix, and it's gone. And unlike boiling, you're not burning precious propane or firewood. Here's the deal. During multi-day outages, every BTU counts. If you're boiling snow just to stay hydrated, you're draining your heat reserves faster than you realize. Filters, they clog or crack in the cold. Boiling, it's fuel-intensive. These tablets, lightweight, reliable, and ready to go. Clean water isn't optional, it's foundational. And with these in your kit, you've got a silent, shelf-stable lifeline that works when nothing else will. Item 5. SOL Escape Light, bivy. The ultimate heat trap. Most preppers toss a Mylar space blanket in their kit and call it good. Big mistake. Those flimsy sheets tear on contact, offer zero real insulation, and worst of all, trap moisture against your skin. That accelerates heat loss and makes freezing air even deadlier. The SOL Escape Light bivy is a whole different beast. This isn't a blanket. It's a fully sewn, durable Mylar sleeping bag liner. It reflects 90% of your body heat back to you, even in sub-zero conditions. Priced at $29.95 from REI, it's backed by U.S. Army Natick Labs testing. It adds a verified 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit of warmth when used over a sleeping bag or even just layered blankets. During Texas's February 2024 freeze, one user wrapped it around her elderly father in a powerless home. His core temperature never dropped below 96 degrees Fahrenheit for 36 hours. That's not luck. That's physics. It weighs just 4.6 ounces, packs smaller than a water bottle, and survives 20+ uses if you roll it gently. Never fold it, that causes micro tears. The only downside, it crinkles loudly. But honestly, Who cares when it's keeping you alive? If your winter kit still relies on dollar store Mylar, you're gambling with your life. This bivy is thermal insurance you can count on. For less than $30, it's a no-brainer. Item 6. Freeze-proof water storage. Hydra Pack Seeker 4L. Picture this. You've spent hours melting snow to secure drinking water during a blackout, only to have your container crack or shatter in the freezing cold. That's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Enter the Hydra Pack Seeker 4L, a collapsible water container that's built to survive the harshest winter conditions. Unlike brittle plastic or fragile glass, this container is made from flexible, food-grade silicone that expands as water freezes, preventing it from bursting. Tested to withstand temperatures as low as -10 degrees Fahrenheit and proven durable through over 10 freeze-thaw cycles, this isn't just a water container, it's a survival tool. One prepper in Montana left it in his truck overnight at -5 degrees Fahrenheit. The result? The water inside froze solid, but the container remained completely intact. That's the kind of reliability you need when every drop of water counts. At just $24.95 from REI, the Hydra Pack Seeker holds 4 liters, a little over a gallon, and weighs only 3.5 ounces when empty. It's compact, lightweight, and easy to store, making it perfect for bug-out bags or emergency kits. To use it effectively, fill it only 3/4 full to allow room for expansion when freezing. And don't forget to rinse it with vinegar monthly to prevent biofilm buildup. Here's a bonus. In the summer, you can partially freeze it and use it as a cold pack. But in winter, it's your freeze-proof lifeline. With FEMA reporting increased rural water shortages as recently as October 2024, having a reliable way to store and protect melted snow is non-negotiable. This isn't just a water bottle, it's a critical piece of survival gear that ensures you stay hydrated when the stakes are highest. Item 7. Stormproof Fire Starters. UCO Survival Matches. Let's get one thing straight. Your bike lighter is useless in extreme cold. Butane freezes solid below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and when you're in a winter blackout, the ability to start a fire isn't just convenient, it's life-saving. That's where UCO Stormproof matches come in. These aren't your average matches. They're designed to light in the worst conditions imaginable: rain, snow, and even 80 mph winds. Each match burns for a solid 15 seconds, giving you plenty of time to ignite wet tinder or restart a dying fire. And here's the kicker. They'll even relight after being submerged in water for 10 seconds. That's not just impressive, it's essential. Priced at $6.99 for a 25-match kit on Amazon, these matches are tested to work down to -30 degrees Fahrenheit. Field & Stream even called them the most reliable ignition source for extreme cold in their December 2024 gear review. The kit comes with a waterproof case to keep the matches dry and ready to strike. Sure, the case is a bit bulky, but that's a small price to pay for reliability. Pro tip: dip the match tips in melted candle wax for extra water resistance and longer burn time. Keep the kit in your outer coat pocket so it's always accessible, even in freezing conditions. Here's the bottom line. Lighters fail, ferro rods struggle with cold, wet hands, but these matches, they just work. In a survival situation, fire equals warmth, cooked food, and clean water. Reliable ignition isn't optional, it's mandatory. Don't leave home, your bug-out bag, or your winter kit without them. Item 8. Silent Power Backup. BioLite Base Charge. Generators are loud, fuel-hungry, and downright dangerous to use indoors. But when the power goes out, you still need a way to keep essential devices running. Whether it's medical equipment, communication gear, or just your phone. That's where the BioLite Base Charge 100-1500 comes in. This isn't just a power station, it's a lifeline. Powered by a lithium iron phosphate, LiFePA4 battery, the Base Charge 100 is safer and longer lasting than traditional lithium-ion units. It stores 1,521 watt-hours of energy, enough to power a CPAP machine for over 12 hours, run LED lights for 100 POS hours, or charge a smartphone 100 times. And unlike gas generators, it's completely silent and safe to use indoors. One family in upstate New York relied on this power station to keep insulin refrigerated and their ham radio operational during a 5-day blackout in January 2025. Pair it with BioLite's 100-watt solar panel, and you've got a renewable power loop that can keep you going indefinitely. Yes, it's an investment priced between $1,199 to $1,399, but compare that to the cost of spoiled medication or losing contact during a crisis. The base charge 100 is built to last, with a battery rated for over 3,000 cycles, 6 times more than standard units. It's heavy at 35 pounds, but that's the trade-off for durability and safety. With grid instability up 14% in 2024 according to the EIA, having a reliable off-grid power source isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Item 9. Warm light for cold nights. Night Eyes Radiant Lantern. When the power goes out in winter, darkness isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Most lanterns are either too dim, burn through batteries too quickly, or emit harsh, cold light that makes a freezing room feel even colder. The Night Eyes Radiant Lantern is different. It's designed for real winter blackouts, not just casual camping trips. This lantern features USB-C recharging, a warm 20-lumen adjustable light, and an impressive 72-hour runtime on its lowest setting. Priced at $24.99 from REI, it's been tested to perform in temperatures as low as -15 degrees Fahrenheit. The frosted globe diffuses light evenly, creating a soft, calming glow that's easy on the eyes and doesn't suck the warmth out of your space like harsh LEDs can. It's also rugged, water-resistant, and drop-tested, making it a reliable choice for any emergency. One user in Colorado reported using it for 4 nights straight during a December 2024 storm. After a single charge via a car battery, it lasted the entire outage. Here's why this matters. Prolonged darkness can be disorienting and mentally draining. A steady, warm light source reduces stress, helps kids sleep, and allows you to move safely at night. At under $25, the Night Eyes Radiant Lantern isn't just a light, it's psychological armor. And in survival situations, morale is half the battle. Item 10. Fail-proof fuel. Esbit Solid Fuel Tablets. When propane runs out and firewood is too wet to burn, what's your backup plan? If you don't have one, you're setting yourself up for failure. Esbit Solid Fuel Tablets are the ultimate fallback. These compact, odorless tablets burn hot and steady, even in snow, rain, or sub-zero temperatures. Each tablet burns for 12 to 15 minutes at a scorching 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to boil 2 cups of water in just 8 minutes, even at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Priced at $12.99 for a pack of 24, they're lightweight, non-toxic, and stable for decades. Store them in a waterproof tin, and they'll be ready whenever you need them. During a January 2025 ice storm in Kentucky, one prepper used 3 tablets to cook oatmeal and sterilize bandages when his stove chimney iced over. Unlike alcohol stoves or butane canisters, Esbit tablets don't freeze, leak, or require special tools. Just place one in a folding stove or even a makeshift burner like a tuna can. Light it with a Stormproof match, and you're good to go. Yes, they leave a slight residue, but that's a small price to pay for reliable heat and cooking fuel. In a survival situation, redundancy isn't paranoia, it's prudence. Add Esbit tablets to your kit, and you'll have a silent, shelf-stable backup that works when nothing else will. Item 11. Smart Wool Heavy Cushion Socks. The unsung hero of winter survival, socks might not be the first thing you think of when prepping for a winter blackout, but trust me, they're a game changer. When your home's temperature drops below 50 degrees Fahrenheit for days, your feet are the first to feel it. And if you're relying on cheap cotton or synthetic socks, you're setting yourself up for cold stress, poor circulation, and even frostbite. That's where Smart Wool PhD Outdoor Heavy Cushion Socks come in. These aren't your average socks. Made from 100% merino wool, they don't just keep your feet warm, they actively regulate temperature and wick moisture even when wet. Cotton, on the other hand, traps dampness, leaving your feet cold and clammy. Synthetic materials, they might dry faster, but they don't provide the same level of warmth or comfort. Smart Wool's merino wool is the gold standard, offering 40% more warmth than synthetic alternatives in damp or humid conditions, as proven in their 2024 lab tests. At $26 a pair, they're not cheap, but they're worth every penny. During a February 2025 blackout in Wisconsin, one prepper reported that these socks kept his feet warm in a 42-degree house, even while wearing basic slippers. The reinforced heels and arch support make them perfect for both lounging and moving around, and the natural odor resistance of merino wool means you can wear them for days without worrying about stink. Critical when water for laundry is scarce. Here's the deal. Hypothermia often starts in the extremities. Keeping your core warm is pointless if your feet are freezing. These socks are a small investment with a massive payoff. Wear them to bed, layer them under boots, or keep a spare pair in your emergency kit. In a winter survival scenario, your feet are ground zero. Don't neglect them. Item 12. Gerber Gear Folding Spork. The ultimate survival utensil. When the power's out and you're relying on hot, calorie-dense meals to stay warm, the last thing you need is a flimsy plastic utensil snapping in your soup. Enter the Gerber Gear Folding Spork Plus Knife Set, a stainless steel multi-tool that's as tough as it is practical. This isn't just a spork, it's a survival tool designed to handle the harshest conditions. Made from durable stainless steel, it won't crack in sub-zero temperatures like plastic or warp like cheap alloys. Priced at just $14.99, it's been tested to withstand temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit without losing its integrity. One prepper in Alaska used it daily during a 6-day blackout to eat stew, cut through tough jerky, and even pry open a can when his opener froze shut. Weighing less than 2 ounces, it's lightweight and compact, folding down for easy storage. It even includes a bottle opener and locks securely in both open and closed positions. Unlike titanium or aluminum utensils, stainless steel won't react with acidic foods, and it's dishwasher safe when the power comes back on. Plastic sporks. They're a joke in real winter conditions. They become brittle below 20 degrees Fahrenheit and snap when you need them most. This isn't about convenience, it's about reliability. When every meal counts, your utensils shouldn't be a weak link. Keep this set in your kitchen drawer and your emergency kit. At under $15, it's one of the most overlooked yet essential tools for eating with dignity and efficiency during a crisis. Item 13. Damp-Prid Moisture Absorber. The silent air quality savior. Most preppers focus on heat and water during a winter blackout, but here's what they overlook. Indoor humidity. When you seal off a room to conserve heat, moisture from breathing, cooking, and melting snow builds up fast. That condensation doesn't just make your space uncomfortable, it creates a breeding ground for mold, which can trigger respiratory issues, especially in kids and the elderly. Enter Damp-Prid Refillable Moisture Absorber, a simple yet effective solution to a problem most people ignore. Priced at $99 for the container and 6 refills, this calcium chloride-based system passively pulls excess moisture from the air. No power, no noise, just clean, dry air. According to a 2024 EPA study, using moisture absorbers in enclosed spaces during outages reduces mold risk by 70% and significantly improves air quality. During a 72-hour blackout in Ohio last January, one family placed 2 Damp-Prid units in their sealed bedroom. The result: dry walls, no dripping windows, and no coughing kids. That's not luck. That's smart prepping. Each refill lasts 45 to 60 days, and the container is reusable for years. Just empty the collected liquid and drop in a new puck. Here's the thing: poor air quality can degrade your health faster than the cold itself. Damp-Prid is a low-cost, low-effort way to maintain a safe and comfortable environment during prolonged outages. It's not glamorous, but it's critical. In a world where respiratory health is fragile, clean, dry air isn't a luxury. It's a lifeline. Item 114. Weber Charcoal Chimney Starter, the fire starter you didn't know you needed. You've got a fireplace or wood stove. Great. But what happens when your kindling is damp? The draft is weak, or you need to cook indoors without the toxic fumes of lighter fluid. That's where the Weber Charcoal Chimney Starter comes in. This simple yet effective tool uses convection to ignite charcoal quickly and efficiently. No lighter fluid, no electricity, just newspaper, charcoal, and physics. Priced at $22.99 and widely available, it's been tested to light charcoal in just 15 minutes, even at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. One prepper in Maine used it during January's ice storm to light lump charcoal for cooking stew on his fireplace grate. The result: hot, clean burning coals without the smoke and frustration of wet wood. Made from heavy-gauge steel, the Weber Charcoal Chimney Starter is built to last. It won't warp or rust easily, even with regular use. And because it creates consistent hot coals, you get reliable, controllable heat for cooking or supplemental warmth. Most people assume they'll just use firewood in a blackout, but here's the reality: wet wood smolders, filling your home with smoke. Charcoal lit cleanly with a chimney burns hotter, cleaner, and longer. Keep a bag of charcoal and a few old newspapers in a dry bin. When the power fails and your propane runs low, this $23 tool becomes a fuel-efficient, fail-safe ignition system. This isn't just for grilling, it's a survival tool for real emergencies. In winter survival, The ability to cook without electricity or gas is priceless. Item 15. Thermos Stainless King. The ultimate hot beverage solution. Staying hydrated in winter isn't just about drinking water, it's about drinking warm water. Cold liquids force your body to burn extra calories just to maintain core temperature, which is the last thing you need during a prolonged outage. That's why the Thermos Stainless King 1.8L is a must-have. This isn't your average thermos, it's a vacuum-insulated powerhouse that keeps liquids hot for over 24 hours. According to Thermos 2024 lab tests, it can maintain a temperature of 19.8 degrees Fahrenheit after a full day. Priced at $39, and it holds nearly half a gallon, enough hot tea, broth, or cocoa to keep a family of 4 warm and hydrated for hours. During a February 2025 blackout in Minnesota, one user filled it with beef broth at 6 a.m. By bedtime, it was still steaming hot, providing hydration, calories, and comfort without the need to reheat. Its stainless steel body is virtually indestructible, unlike glass-lined models that crack in the cold. The wide mouth makes it easy to clean and versatile enough for ice cubes in the summer. Here's why this matters. Hot fluids are a form of passive internal heating. Every sip warms you from the inside out, reducing the strain on your body. Reheating water constantly wastes precious fuel, but this thermos eliminates that need. It's reusable, durable, and pays for itself in saved propane alone. In winter survival, heat isn't just external, it starts from within. The Thermos Stainless King is more than a beverage container. It's a survival tool. Item 16. Leatherman Signal Multi-Tool. The Survivalist's Swiss Army Knife. When the power's out, the snow's piling up, and the temperature's plummeting, your survival gear is only as good as your ability to adapt, repair, and signal for help. That's where the Leatherman Signal Multi-Tool comes in. This isn't just another pocket knife. It's a purpose-built survival tool designed to handle the harshest conditions. Let's start with the basics. The Signal includes 19 tools, but it's not overloaded with gimmicks. Every feature is mission-critical. You've got pliers, wire cutters, a saw, screwdrivers, and a sharp 217-inch blade, all lockable for safety. But what sets it apart are the survival-specific features. A ferrocerium rod that works even at -40 degrees Fahrenheit, a 100 decibel whistle that cuts through wind and snow, and a hammer pommel for breaking ice or glass. It even has a carbide glass breaker for emergencies. Priced at $11-$19.99, it's built from stainless steel and backed by Leatherman's 25-year warranty. This tool isn't just durable, it's practically indestructible. During a December 2024 snowstorm in Montana, a stranded hiker used the ferro rod to start a fire when his lighter failed and the whistle to alert rescuers from a quarter-mile away. That's not a hypothetical scenario, it's a documented case of this tool saving a life. The ferro rod produces 5,000 degree Fahrenheit sparks, even with wet or gloved hands, and the whistle is loud enough to be heard through a blizzard. Yes, it's heavier than a standard multi-tool, but in winter survival, reliability and versatility trump minimalism every time. Whether you're splicing a wire, cutting paracord, hammering a tent stake into frozen ground, or starting a fire, the Signal has you covered. Keep it in your winter go bag, glove compartment, or bedside drawer. At $120, it's not cheap, but when you're stranded, injured, or facing a critical repair, it's worth every penny. This isn't just a tool, it's a lifeline. Item 17. Cliff Builder's Protein Bars. Fuel for the freeze. When the temperature drops and your power's out, your body burns extra calories just to stay warm, up to 30% more, according to cold stress studies. That means your emergency food can't just be empty carbs and sugar. You need dense, sustained energy to keep your body functioning. Enter Cliff Builder's Protein Bars, specifically the peanut butter flavor. These bars are engineered for survival. Each one packs 20 grams of protein, 280 calories, and 9 grams of fat, exactly what your body needs to generate metabolic heat. Unlike sugary snacks that give you a quick spike and crash, these bars provide long-lasting energy. Priced at about $1.50 per bar, or less if you buy in bulk, they're a cost-effective way to fuel your body during a crisis. Here's why they're perfect for winter survival. They don't freeze solid like gels or high-water content bars, and they have a 12-month shelf life. During a 4-day outage in upstate New York in January 2025, one family relied on these bars, eating one every 4 to 5 hours. The result? Stable energy levels, no shivering spikes, and better sleep. Most emergency food kits are loaded with crackers, candy, or MREs, but they miss the metabolic reality of cold exposure. Your body doesn't need quick sugar, it needs fat and protein to keep your internal furnace burning. Peanut butter is the best flavor for cold weather because it has the highest fat content and remains palatable even when chilled. Store a 24-count box in your pantry, an emergency bin, and rotate them every 10 months. These aren't just snacks, they're metabolic insurance. At under $2 a bar, they're one of the simplest, smartest ways to stay strong when the cold bites deep. Item 18, Yeti Rambler 20-ounce tumbler. Hot drinks, cold hands saved. You've got hot broth or tea, but if you're pouring it into a thin-walled mug or worse, a plastic cup, you're losing heat fast and risking burns. That's why the Yeti Rambler 20-ounce tumbler is a must-have for winter survival. This isn't just a cup, it's a thermal fortress. The Rambler's double-wall vacuum insulation keeps liquids hot for over 6 hours, even in a 40-degree Fahrenheit room. According to Yeti's 2024 Thermal Lab report, it maintains a drinkable temperature of 40 degrees Fahrenheit for hours, making it perfect for long blackouts. Priced at $30, it's built to last with 18-8 stainless steel and a Duracoat finish that won't chip or fade, but the real advantage, safety. The exterior stays cool to the touch, even with boiling liquid inside. No more scalded hands or spilled drinks in dim light. For families with kids, that's a game changer. The mag slider lid is leak-resistant, not fully sealed, but secure enough for indoor use. Unlike ceramic mugs, the Rambler won't shatter if dropped on a frozen floor, and it's far more durable than plastic alternatives. Most people overlook drinkware in their emergency kits, but in survival situations, small comforts like a hot drink can make a big difference. Keep one per person in your warm room and pre-fill them before a storm hits. This isn't just a luxury, it's thermal efficiency you can hold in your hands.